Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. So I'm coming back in with this members free gift from Hunkydorys, and this is the Wild Celebrations, and this is the one a couple of you have been talking about because it is such a huge topper, and it pretty much is, I haven't got my ruler with me, I don't know what I've done with it, but it pretty much is near enough 6 inches across, just under I believe, and then you've got your printed and then your foiled cardstock. So I kind of thought about doing a tower type card today, and then having that as a sort of bridge going across it. But I'm going to make it in a slightly different way to ways that I've made it before, because I'm making it up on a card rather than making it as a card. So I'm starting with a piece of 6 by 12. You know it's my favourite size. And I'm just going to fold that in half, give that a good burnish down, and that's our little tent fold done. And then if I get rid of that for a second, bring my trimmer in, because I want to make the 2 boxes on there, so I want one on each side, my little towers, pillars. So I'm taking another piece of 6-inch cardstock, 6 by 12 cardstock, and I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4 inches by 6 twice, one for each pillar, because my pillars are all going to be 1 inch wide. So 4 by 6, and I know that's 6 because I've already cut that shoe size in the length. Okay, so let's get rid of that for a second until we need to be doing the decorating. And what I'm going to do is take it at 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. That means I've got all of my 3 sides, which I'll be bending it that way, and then 2 tabs to stick that to my card. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other one. So 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Okay. So that is all of our folding done, or our scoring done. So I'm just going to come in with these a bit of a burnish down. I'm just checking I've got my red liner tape there, and I have. And it's that way. So this white card, which is from Paper Cuts I believe, it does have a whiter side and a sort of matte side. So, and I kind of find all white cards seems to be the same. There seems to be one brighter side and one not so bright, one more matte. So that's going to be our tower. That's going to go onto the front of our card. So what I am going to do, just got a little bit of an end on this. So let me just swap that out for another card blank that's a bit of a neater cut. Oops, sorry, not the camera. Didn't like that, did it? I didn't like punching it either, but there you go. Right, so just another 6-inch card. This one's not all that neat either, but it's slightly better than the other, I think. Yeah, I think I can live with that. Okay. So I'm going to just grab some red liner tape. So I've got our red liner tape. And what I'm going to do is the brighter side, that, so simply just fold that the right way. And what I'm going to do is just grab my scissors. I'm going to pop some red liner tape along there. I am going to be using some tacky glue as well. So it's this is just going to give it that immediate stick and strength, and so I'll do both of them, try and get that a little bit straight. And you might not want to put as big a piece on, probably doesn't need it if you're using, oops, tacky glue as well. But Okay, so I'm going to give those a good burnish down, just that you can see that red colour go. So I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but that one you've sort of got bits of white under here, where it's not properly adhesed down or glued down. So, okay. So I'm going to pull this one back. I'm going to use some Kalal tacky glue. Just pop some at the top, some at the bottom. And I'm just going to be brave, line it up with my card and stick it down. And then this one, what I'm going to do is just peel it off. Tacky glue. The second one is always the easiest. So I just fold it, so I've got two sort of pieces there, two folds. And I can just go straight down on my card. And then I know that that's going to be square. Okay. So I'm just going to do the same with this other side. Tacky glue there. And the good thing is with these is that they do fold flat, so if you want to give them a good squish down, you can. So I'm just going in at that corner, in at that corner there. Tacky glue. Just make sure I've got two folds there, and down it goes. I mean, this would go into a box for me, and I'm slightly off at the top, which will annoy me, but that is the start of our card. That's our card shape, okay, with those two pillars. So let me just pop those out of the way. Now we need to think about decorating. So let's pop those back. So now we need our trimmer. So what I want to do is decorate the fronts. I'm not decorating the sides, but I also want to do a piece to go in there just to hide that join. So I'm going to use, probably going to use a little bit of plain card for those. So these two pieces, they were 1 inch by 6. So if I go at 2 notches under 1, 4 times. And again. And then these need to be 2 notches under 6. And these bits, you can keep those, just make little butterflies out of them. You might even want to foil a sentiment on them. I've not tried with the glitter card, but I understand from other things that I've watched that it is possible on some glitter cards, and this is really smooth, although you still got that sparkle. Okay, so those are those bits there. Now this centre bit, I think it's 4 inches. Yep. So I want that to be 2 notches under the 4 by 2 notches under the 6. Okay, that should fit in there quite nicely, and it does. And then I want to do the front panels with just this heart, teal heart here. So I'm going to come in, and I've got the markings on here as well, so I'm going to take that to 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then we need to go to 5 3/4. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything on top of the black glitter card inside these. I might leave them black, but I'll see what they look like when I'm done, when I've sort of assembled it. And if I think it needs something else, I will then come in and do that. Okay, so next I think I'm going to do, how long have we got here? So we've got one, let me just measure that. So I've got about 10 inches. I need 4, so that leaves 6. So if I cut that one at 3 inches, I'm trying to leave myself enough that I got a decent sized panel that I can do a 3x6 card or something like that with, because this is only going on the back, so this needs to go to, the actual size of it is 3 3/4. So yeah, the nice chunky piece there that we can use elsewhere, and that's going to be about 5 3/4. And although the blacks do clash, it is going to be in the background, so you're not going to see a lot of it anyway. I did toy with the idea of then coming in with the adorable scoreable. You can see I did sort of think, but it didn't really make a lot of difference. So okay, I'm going to pop this topper out. Oops, gently. That's coming out better than the other one did. And I'm also going to bring in a piece of Crafter's Companion acetate, and it doesn't have to be the whole size of it. Really what I'm looking to do is take out this orange frame and then lift this butterfly frame up, because I still want to be able to see the black through. Okay, so let me just pop that to the side a second. What we'll do is get these glued on. Now, as per usual, I'm going to be using my Cloud all-purpose glue in the clear, and this is the Cloud tacky glue. I do decant them into these little bottles, which seems to work for me, but the clear one is the same as the Hunkydorys construction glue, so you might find that that little bottle works better for you. I just didn't really get on with them. It's a good glue. The glues are exactly the same actually, because it's the same type of glue. It's just that when I was buying my glue last time, it just worked out cheaper for me to buy the Cloud all-purpose, because they were on a 3 bottles for $9.99 or something like that deal at Crafter's Companion. I don't know if it's the same price or whether they still got the same deal on. But they're both, it's pretty much exactly the same glue, does exactly the same thing. So you know, it's just, I just picked the best deal basically. And now they've got the bigger bottles at Hunkydorys. You know, I think it's going to be a bit more competition price wise, but I think I've got another big bottle of this 250 left, so we'll see who's the cheapest when that time comes around. Okay, so just pop in a little bit of all-purpose in the middle, my tacky glue on the corners, and then just centering these up as best I can. If you want to go ahead and do these here, you can do. I just don't think you're going to see a lot of them once the topper's on, so that's why I'm not bothering. But if you are sending this to someone super special, then you might want to, you know, go all bells and whistles. Okay, so I'm just making sure I've got these hearts the right way up. And if you've got, I think Hunkydorys did some border dies with little hearts. I know Crafter's Companion did little ones, so you could get little, with these little bits of black glitter that you've got left over, you could cut some little hearts out, little butterflies, anything like that. No, I've put that one upside down. This is why we love our construction glue, or our all-purpose, because we get that time to go, actually that is not right. I've just got a bit of glue there, but it will dry clear, and I'm probably going to end up putting something there anyway. Okay, so for these pieces here, I just want to grab myself, if I want to use a pair of scissors, let's see. Just want something to go in there. Yeah, that'll be fine. Just something I can put in there and press down, just to make sure this sticks. So I'm just going to pop that in. Oops, and it's going to be about as centered as I can. And it doesn't matter if I get glue anywhere else, because really it's just to cover that join. Just give that a little press all along. And I can just move that over slightly. I might end up putting a bit on there just because I can see it. Well, we'll see at the end. I mean, this topper itself is so flashy, so big. By the time it's on, it might be a case of that you don't really notice anything else besides that. But we will see. Actually, I could probably just about get all my hand in there. There we go. Okay, so that's where we're up to at the moment. That's where we've got to. Stands nicely. Like I say, I would put this in a box. I wouldn't bother trying to get it in an envelope, although it will fold flattish and you would get it in a 7x6 envelope if you really wanted to. Okay, so let's I'm going to pop this out to start with and just work with the frame. I think that's going to be easier. Now this Crafter's Companion construction glitter, or heavyweight glitter, has got a cover on it. There we go. So at the moment it's looking cloudy. Yeah, you can see that's cloudy. But I just tease the end till I find the side that's got the covering on. And then just pull that off. And apart from the fingerprints I've just now put on it, it's now beautifully clear. Okay, so I think probably the best way for me to glue this is going to be with a couple of pieces of red liner tape. So I'm going to do 6 small pieces, so north, south, actually might do 8, north, south, east and west. And west. And yeah, I'll just do 8 just because, and then I'm not going to be worrying anything about this moving. I am going to put some tacky glue on, which should hold it after a time. But sometimes I'm a bit belt and braces type of girl. If I put plenty on, I know it's not going to come off, and there's just a little end there. Okay, let's give these a good press down. Once this is on the acetate, I'm just going to give it a little cut around, and I can do that sort of roughly. And if you wanted to, what you could do is put this acetate on, glue it the same way, so you're gluing this on flat on the top, and then put a layer of foam tape on around on the acetate once you put the acetate on, and then pop some shakery bits in, and then pop another piece of acetate on the back. So you still got that sort of translucence to the back, but you've got that sort of sparkle as well. And if you've got any sort of teal hearts, teal butterflies, then that would go really nice with this. Obviously, if you're going to do that, I would put a lot more glue on. Make sure this is firmly stuck to the front. Alright, let's go around about there. And then I can roughly cut around, so I can bend it sort of forward and then just stick my scissors underneath it. You're not really going to see any of this from the back. unless somebody picks up your card and goes, "Ooh." If you've got somebody like that, what I would do is make those columns 1/2 inch so that they're a little flatter, or do half, so you've got 1/2 inch as a tab, 1/2 inch as a side, 1 inch as a front, 1/2 inch again, and then 1/2 inch at the back to secure it. And that way there wouldn't be as much depth behind it, and it's it would be a lot harder to actually look to see what was going on behind it. I don't have anybody that's that cruel to me, but if you've got friends, sorry, there's a little bit of a sticky outy bit there. Just checking, there's saw a bit difficult to see. There's a little bit popping out there, but you're not going to see it. A little bit of a white pip there from the actual die cut. This black foil does tend to be quite fluffy. Okay, and if you have got little bits like that coming over, nobody's going to really see them anyway against that, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, so now I need to get this stuck to my card itself. So I'm going to again come in with the red liner tape. Now, is there a right or a wrong way? But we kind of want a heart at the top. So I'm just going to pop 2 pieces across there, one there, one there. Give it a burnish down. What I'm going to do is just snip that little bit of plastic there and get rid of it. There we go. So, might be easier to look at the back and then you can see any bits that are sticking over if you are that worried about them. Okay, so red liner tape off, and again just be a little bit careful about where you are putting it on, where you're putting your adhesives on, because a lot of this is going to be floating. So tack glue on those edges, and what I'm going to do is pop this down, a heart at the top like that. So I've just flattened it down just that I know it's going to pop up square, and it's pretty much straight in the middle. Probably could have gone over, no actually, yeah, maybe just a tiny smidge, like I'm talking 1/2 millimeter that way, but it's going to be fine. Okay, now what I might do, if this is not too small, is pop this underneath. Let's have a look and see whether that would look nice or not. Obviously we can manoeuvre that into place. Let's have a look. No, I'm not going to do it because I think that's just a little bit too big, and I quite like the idea of having a nice orange frame, to be honest. Okay, so let us grab some pads. Let's put, and like I say, you don't really have to worry too much about this being seen, but I am just going to try and go quite neat with these pads, just in case I have the odd nosy person. And there used to be, and I don't know if there still is, there used to be such a thing as clear foam pads. This was quite a while ago. So Create and Craft used to do, I'm sure. There used to be like little self-adhesive gel ones. I wonder if it's worth looking for those. Might have a little look when I'm sat doing nothing or very little, and seeing if such a thing still does exist. Okay, because that would be really handy. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in, and then I can take that orange one off if it wants to come. Come on now. There we go. We're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming. We got it, we got it. Oh, there we go. Okay, if you want to pop that on the inside, what I would say is just pop it in your trimmer and just take maybe a couple of millimeters off two sides. Yeah, try and keep it in your trimmer straight. Maybe if you're putting that on there, so it is just over 4. So I would maybe go on those, you know, sort of put that as your middle, and then take a couple of millimeters off each side. But I think I quite like the black coming through, you know, a bit of drama coming through, and that stands quite nice. You get that nice shadow there too. So let's have a little look at our finishing touches. I quite like Live, Laugh, Love, but that doesn't want to come out. This kit itself has probably been one of the harder ones that I've had. I know it sort of varies from kit to kit, and sometimes you just get that odd one that just doesn't seem to have been die cut right the way through like the others. Let's have a little look, see whether I can get it out neatly. I bet I can't. I have to be a little bit brave. And because it's all the way around, let's cut it out with my knife and then see if we can tidy it up. It might be lost cause. And the other thing is this piece here, although it's lighter than that one and lighter from the other backing card, you can get just about get 3/4 of an inch there. So if you needed an extra border, you know, that might be a way to go. I don't think this is going to work, guys, because my circle cutting skills are well, they're poor. That's what they are. Yeah. It's looking awful. I think, oh, that's come away. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Right, let's go with one of the others. Come on, let's see what else we've got. Got 2 a special couple. We've got a little heart. We've got a love you always. This doesn't really scream couple to me, to be honest. I wonder. Trouble is, because that's the top one. If I can tidy it up. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm going to see if I can make this work. Let me just try and get this trimmed. Okay, so I did manage to get it a bit neater. What I had to do, don't look at the back, see that I had to peel some of that cardboard back, and then it sort of creased over, and then I could see the line, and then it also cut a bit neater. So this was worked a lot better for me. So let's see. So Live, Laugh and Love. So I put that one. If I put this one here, and then we just have to wonder where we're going to put Laugh. Oops, maybe, or maybe, so we've got like a sort of, I don't know if the laugh is noticeable there though. We could go across like that, so all 3 are there. But I don't like that. No, we're going to go here. We're going to pop this down here, and I am going to pop it there. And then we'll have a couple of gems. Don't think I'm going to do anything with the inside. Now I do want some little 1mm pads. I don't want to go high. There's those little, here they are. No, those are not 1mm. Do you know, I've got it all ready today. There we go. Here are little 1mm ones. I was a bit more, well, it's quite late in the day because it's nearly 10 o'clock. And normally I do my videos sort of probably around about the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the latest. But today's been a bit of a crazy day despite being up early. I had to go down to the All place and go shopping, and so it's just, and then we had some tea, which normally we have a cooked dinner. We don't usually have a cooked tea, just because we found that if we eat a cooked dinner rather than a cooked tea, we sort of have a better day. I don't know how to describe it. If we eat a cooked tea afterwards, we're completely knackered. That's it. So if we have our tea at like 6 o'clock, you know, that's it really. That nothing else gets done until bedtime, maybe usually about 12, depending on the day, how we've been, because obviously my sister is she has problems with her arthritis and her pain levels, and I have panic attacks sometimes. Had one today because I got in the car, I was driving along, it started to rain, and I couldn't remember where the windscreen wipers were. So my days of driving maybe are coming to an end for a while at least. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with these black ones, and they are tiny little gems. These are I think the Paper Mania, and so what I'm going to do is go, should we go 3? Let's do, that's a big blob, let me just get rid of that because they're only little gems. Let's go 3 across, because I don't very often go across, do I? And I think I'm going to go with, yeah, oops, lost it, right. I'm going to put the medium sized one in the middle, and then these small ones. I started watching this thing on Netflix, not yesterday, day before, and I think it's like German, and I think it's called The Empress, and it's one of these things that's been like dubbed into English, and it's quite good. I'm on like episode 3. I finished last night, and it's quite good. Right, so I need to put one somewhere. Where can we put one? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a black one, it could be gold or clear. 1, 2, so let's see. It's 3, 6. If I put 2, that would be 8. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take clear. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't like that. Okay, let's do something else then. So let's pop those straight for a start. We need one black one. Where can we put one black one? I'm going to take one larger one. I'm going to fling it across my desk first of all, and I'm just going to pop it. Let's grab a bit of glue because the glue on these is not great. As you can see, let's put that on there. If in doubt, pop it in the middle like a tag. Okay, let's pop these out of the way. Okay, so that's that one finally finished. Okay, so it is a large topper and it is most of the card, but that's why I've put those pillars in there. My other sort of thoughts were to do like a half easel card and put it on there. The other thing I did think about doing was to pop it on the front of the card and then cut the circle out and then have everything else on the inside. And there was one other thing I did think about doing. Oh, cutting, so having the topper as it is, so like and a 6x6 card, and then cutting this large frame into 4 and having those as quarters. So don't want to ruin that frame. If I've got a little gold one, let me just show you what I mean. Do you know, I had one earlier and now it's gone. Okay, I can't show you what I mean. But if you cut it into, oh, I see it, hang on, let me just grab it, it's just on the top there. So this is just a gold circle that was left over from last time. So just imagine we're using this big one. Grab my scissors. Obviously you'd mark out the halfway point. Cut it into quarters like so. And then have them go in on each of these corners there. So you would just have that really vibrant corner because it would be that, and then obviously you could build that up in the middle. That was my first thought, actually, cutting this up because it is so large. But and then I saw these tower ones, and I know I haven't done one for a while, so I thought I'd have a go at that. And then halfway through I remembered I needed the acetate, so it's good. It all turned out good. It doesn't need anything on the inside. If you really want to go for it, you could, but you really, when it stood up, it's difficult to show you, but when it stood up you just get that little hint of black, like it's the same as one of these matte layers anyway. So I'm happy with that. If you wanted to, you could switch that out for the other cardstock here. Sorry, cut off a little bit there. So yeah, you could use this cardstock, but I didn't want this corner piece on there, and if I'd have cut it off I would have lost so much on my card again, and I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to get it set up for card number 2. Okay, so for the second card again, I'm coming in with a piece of 6x12. This is the 300 DSM cardstock. I thought I would make an off-center gatefold with this one. So I'm going to score at the 4, and then I'm just going to turn that around and score at the 2, just because I've got the shorter board. If you have got the larger board, you're going to go 4 and 10. So this still needs to be 6 inches in the middle. So that's the inside of your card. So basically with an off-center gatefold, all you're doing is moving the inside of your card to a different place, essentially. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a burnish down. Oh, Henry's come in. Hey, baby. Oh, you've been such a good boy. Yeah. Sorry, he's coming to say hello. He's still a bit freaked out for me talking. I'll be honest with you, because normally I don't. If I'm down here by myself. Okay, so I'm going to be using, this is some A4, just plain black card. This, I think, it's a little bit messy on that side, but came from Linda Chapman, and is it Creative Crafting World, from back when they were on Create and Craft. And the reason why I'm using this is because one of these pieces, which I'm just cutting at 2 notches under the 6, is going on the inside, okay, and the insert is going on that. So if someone was to try writing on the glitter card, I'm not confident that they would actually have a comfortable writing experience with it. So that's why I'm using this here. So I need a piece for this side here, which is 2 inches. So I'm just going to take that 2 notches. Actually, let me turn that around. 2 notches under the 2. That's straight. Let's just double check that. Yeah, it would be if I held it in the right position. And then I want a piece for this side here, this larger side, and that is 4 by 2 notches under the 6. So if you hear some popping, he's just grabbed some bubble wrap. Yeah, my little Pippin, bless him, my little Scotty dog that I used to have that I lost last year. He was obsessed with bubble wrap. And I think this came from opening post when I used to go to college. And he got into the habit when the post came through the door. There was him and Poppy there. They were on their own. And Pippin, he would pop each individual bubble. He would sit there like, you know, like we do, a stress release when we sit and pop each bubble. That's what he would do. So I'm doing this piece for here, so this is going to be 3 3/4 wide. Yeah, so and that's what he liked to do, and it needs to be 5 3/4. I want let me just, I don't want quite so much of this triangle. I want it on there, but I don't want it to be the whole design of my card. I don't want it to take it all over, so I'm going to cut this down. Still needs to be 5 3/4, and this way I'm going to get a more delicate corner rather than have it coming all the way across the whole piece. Sorry, I should have told you that before I started yabbering on about the old Pippin. Yeah, so he used to sit and pop them, bless him. And all the other dogs that we've had since, well, Poppy never used to, but George and Henry, they don't do it the same way he does. They want it and they grab it and they play with it, but he's the only one that would sit and pop things. Sorry, the screen's gone blurry. Come on. There we go. Apologies. Yeah, so he's the only one that would sit and pop them. And when we sent his ashes off to be cremated, and his box came back, and we've had 2 cats, 2 dogs cremated before him, and they all just came back in a box with so they came back in a little wooden box. And then that was in the box with a ticket saying his name, their name, and when they were cremated and that. But Pippin's came back with his box wrapped in bubble wrap. Oh, it did make me cry though, but it just would have made him so happy to have his own little bit of bubble wrap. So this is one of the matching insert, and I've just cut that to 5 3/4 square. And I don't know why these inserts always just go a little bit fluffy on a cutter that's not a guillotine, but I'm going to live with it. So that's going to go on the inside. Okay, let's get this all stuck down. So obviously this is paper, so I'm not going to be using my tacky glue on that. I'm going to be using my Crafter's Companion dotty tape pen. Because this has got a water content to it and it doesn't agree with anything paper, and I find that particularly true with Hunkydorys paper. Not that their paper's, you know, any less, it's just all paper, but it's just that Hunkydorys paper is the paper that I use the most at the moment anyway. So a couple of dots in each corner. Checking I haven't got any on there. And then I can put my all-purpose on. It's fine with all-purpose because that's got an alcohol content to it. So the water content is, I think there is a water content to it, but it is a lot less. Okay, what I will say is when you put this down, once you've got it in place, give it a good press. Sorry, I've got a string there. I'm just going to tuck those ends under with my nail. There we go, it just neatens it out. Just give it a good press so that when someone's writing on it, it's not like trying to write over something bobbly, like Artex or something. Okay. Yeah, so I've had, Henry is my 1, 2, 3, well, officially he's my 5th dog. But actually he's my 4th because George was my dog. I bought him, I paid for him. I paid for all his injections and things. But then he doesn't love me, he loves Donna. So he's Donna's dog now. So he was my dog, so officially he is one of my dogs. But unofficially he's not. So there was a little, first dog I had was a little Chihuahua called Trudy. This, I think, worst thing really, I had her as a birthday present when I was about 6 or 7. And she used to attack everybody except me. My mum used to come and try and wake me up for school if I didn't want to go. I'd just pretend to be asleep. Trudy'd go mental, my mum would give up. And she was only a little, obviously she's Chihuahua, she's only a little dog, but I used to put her in a baby grow and put her in prams. She used to be my baby. Yeah, she was my first dog, and then I didn't have a dog for a while, and then when I was in my 20s I think I got Scrappy. He was a Border Terrier Jack Russell cross. And he came from a vet that we know called Helen Dennis. She's quite famous really. Well, she writes for a magazine as well, but she used to be on a really old vet show. I can't remember what it was called. But when my mum saw her, she knew who she was exactly. And she watched her, so she watched her sort of, it was her training to be a vet, because she did it sort of later in life. I don't think she was straight out of college, because she had her daughter by then. And yeah, we were really good friends with her, so yeah, she trusted me with one of her pups. So we're going to put this on here somewhere. And then obviously there was Poppy and Pippin. So when Scrappy went, I had to get 2 dogs to replace him, because that was so hard. And then I got George because I thought he looked a bit like Scrappy. And I actually got Henry because I thought he looked a bit like Scrappy. But they've all been completely different. So, but Henry doesn't like any other dogs, so there won't be any other dogs until he goes. And George gets a bit weird. He had fits when Henry came. We were worried we were going to lose him, but well, you know, he came round. And well, they don't get on, but they can't be in a room together. So let's grab some pads. Now I can stop talking about the world and his wife. Here we go. Right, so all I've done is just matted and layered that up. Oops, lost the heart. There we go. I've put that on there. I could do with moving over a little bit. Might be too late. Yeah, might be too late. It's only a smidge, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But that's how it is at the moment. Let's just give that a little burnish down so that it stays closed. Now this one, I don't know if I want to use this orange frame. It's not the same scallops. So let me just pop on there. But I don't know if that's going to look too weird. I think it will look too weird. I'm not going to do it. Okay, so we're just going to pop this one on here. I'm going to put some foam pads on the left hand side, I'm going to pop these little hearts at the bottom. One's going to be flat, one's going to be raised, and then we will find a way of playing with some stones, pearls or something. Okay, so if I turn this over, and this is about a 2mm pad, and scissors disappeared. I keep putting them back where they belong, that's why. Okay, I think that should be fine. I don't mind if it comes over a bit more that way. Yeah. So there's plenty of stick on there, but I'll just add a little bit of tacky just to make sure I've got a bit of wiggle room time. Excuse me, hearts. And I'm just gonna go about there, I think. So not quite in the middle, just a little bit over. And then I think, actually I've had an idea what I can do with these. So if I did that one there, maybe there. And then a larger one there. Okay, so let me just grab, let's go with a smaller one that's quite chunky in terms of the actual foam pad itself. So let's just pop that onto there. And just because I like to put lots on, let's do that on that side. So I'm hoping this is not going to be too long a video tonight, because it might not upload in time, but we will see how it goes. So I'm going to come get these backs off, and I'm going to grab some tweezers. There. I don't like these tweezers for grabbing. I got them from AliExpress, and they seem very thin at the end, and they seem to have bent weird. Well, not bent, but they just seem to not grab on any small thing. So if I was trying to pull hairs out my face with them, I wouldn't be very successful, I don't think. Okay, you can go there, let go. That's that. Okay, let me grab some gems. Okay, so I bought these Paper Mania ones back in again. And I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can go a little longer if you want to. Let me grab those other tweezers if I can find them. I'll probably put them down somewhere now. Let's try these ones instead then. So these grubby ones. So I think I'm just going to go with these tiny. No, come on, behave. Obviously this tacky glue should dry clear. I think the trouble with these cheap gems is that the glue goes outside of the gem, so it's sticking to my my actual tweezers as well. As you can see, it pulls it away with it. I can, once I've got them in place, let's just make sure there's no glue in there. Oops, I was alive. Once I've got them in place, I can move them around a little bit. Come on. Just have to pop that one down. Right, let's bring it around now, and then I can poke them into some sort of straight line. That one is. So it just seems to have a lump behind it, so I'm just going to pull the glue off it. Try that again. No, I don't want you to stick up there, do I now? Come on. Play the game. Okay, so I think that's pretty straight. Obviously it's by eye, so it's never going to be perfect. And even if it's off by a tiny bit, the camera will probably pick it up. Okay, so we've got 6. I'm going to go 7, 8, 9. But these ones are going to be, wish me luck, the big ones. Oh, leapfrog. Did anybody have that game in their crackers? I don't know if they still do it. You get the plastic little frog. And the old fortune telling fish. I used to quite like that. I always used to lose them though. It used to annoy me. Right, okay. So that is our second card. Obviously if you want to make these a little bit longer, you can do. I don't know. Let's see if I've got a flat edge just to make sure. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as it is. If you wanted to make those a little longer, and also if you've got the Hunkydorys gems that are on a roll and you can snip down. I have got some upstairs, but it's not worth disturbing the dog to pop up there and do that. Let me bring that other card back in. So those are my 2 cards for today. Next time there is the pink set of the. So there's a pink set, just one more set of toppers left to go, and then this is done. I might do something with the little book, I might not. I have ordered the flowers. I did that on Members Week. I'm so disappointed that I didn't win the old big box. That would have been really cool, but congratulations if you're watching and you won it. I bet you're super made up, because I would have been such a lot of good stuff in it. But yeah, I really enjoyed Members Week, and obviously I've got those flowers. I think I did get 1 or 2 decolages, the spring decolage, and I might do an odd video on that as well. But that's it for today, guys. It's quite late here, 10:30. Whatever you're doing, take care of yourself, stay safe. I know there's been some bad weather for some people here in the UK. Unfortunately we didn't get any snow. But stay safe, take care of yourselves. Happy crafting till next time. Bye bye.